illustrate the past perfect and past perfect continuous. Okay, past perfect, as you see, how to form it by had plus past participle. And as we said, it represents the first action in the past. If we have two actions in the past, the past perfect is the first action. Okay? He had looked everywhere for his coat. He had looked everywhere for his coat. Hussein felt nervous. Why? Because he had never flown a plane. Okay? He had never flown. He had never flown. Had never flown. Okay? Past perfect. You had, another example, you had studied English before you moved to New York. Affirmative. And as you see, we use before in this sentence. We have two actions. You had studied English before you moved to New York. Okay? So the first action, studying English, and the second, moving to New York. Had you studied English before you moved to New York? It's question. Okay? So we explain past perfect in affirmative, question, and in negative. Okay? You had not studied English before you moved to New York. It is the negative shape, okay, of past perfect as you see. But to explain the two actions, and we need to remind you with the past simple tense. The past simple tense will be the second action, as you see. Past simple tense, after, because, or as and as, and past perfect tense. After, because, as and as. I went back home because I had forgotten my keys. So if I ask you, what is the first action in this sentence? Going back home or forgetting the keys? Yes. Yes, forgetting the keys. So I went back home is the second action because I had forgotten my keys, which is the first action. Okay? But if we start with after, as and as, and so on, okay? Yes, they should be followed by past perfect tense. As you see, after, past perfect tense. After as and as, past perfect tense. Okay? As you see, there is a good song. It is after had, before had. Okay? After had, before had. Okay? So, after I had done my homework, I went to the club. After I had done my homework, I went to the club. So, the first action is, yes, doing the homework. And the second is going to the club. So, the first action is in past perfect tense. And the second is in past simple tense. As soon as we had arrived, as soon as we had arrived, we phoned our father. So, we had arrived is the first action, and then we phoned our father. Okay? So, if we use before, by the time, and when, okay, you will use them like this. Past perfect tense, before, by the time, when, and past simple tense. As I said, a beautiful song which is after had, before had. Okay? After had, before had. So, They had bought a present before they came. So the first action is buying a present. And the second, yes, is they're coming. Okay? So they had bought a present before they came. But if we start with before at the beginning of the sentence, yes, before by the time when, they should be followed by past simple tense, then past perfect tense. Past simple tense, then past perfect tense. Example, when Ron arrived, the party had begun. When Ron arrived, the party had begun. Okay? Now with past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous, as we have mentioned, that past perfect continuous to express about action that is repeated, a repeated action, or continuous action in the past. Okay? I had been waiting there for more than 2 hours continuous. Okay? I had been waiting there for more than 2 hours when she finally arrived. So, had been plus verb plus ing. Had been plus verb plus ing. It is past perfect continuous. I had been waiting there for more than 2 hours when she finally arrived. I had not in negative shape, just add not. Negative, add not after had, you say, I had not been waiting there for more than 2 hours when she finally arrived. Rashid had been having sleepless nights. It is a repeated action. Okay? Now let's practice this exercise. Choose the right answer. Before they came, okay, before they came, they, a present. They buy, they bought, they had bought, they buys. Yes, who can answer? Yes? Before. Yes, who can answer? Okay? Yes? Before they came, they what? Past simple. So we need past perfect. Yes, had bought. Okay? 2. He went to New York after. As I said, after had, before had. He went to New York after he grow up, had grown up, grow up, grows up. Yes, past perfect, had grown. Number 3. We to bed when my father arrived. We to bed when my father arrived. Yes, when? Past simple, and here we will use what? Who can answer? Yes? Go, went, going, had gone. Yes? Had gone. Past perfect, when, past simple, okay? I returned home because my keys there. Because. This is the second action, past simple. So we need the first action here, which is in past perfect. What is it? Yes? Had forgotten. Had forgotten. Okay? Number 5. Okay? The bell after we had arrived. So this is the first action. We need the second action. The bell. The second action is in past simple tense. Ring, had, rung, rang, rung. Yes, what is it? Past simple of ring is what? Yes, rang.